All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of 22 Minutes. I am Jason Bates, the lender side of things, and is Stephen Cotton, the man with the light behind him. And he's the realtor side of things, and we hopefully are going to entertain you, but more importantly, bring you information that you can use when you're looking to buy, sell, or refinance a property here in the great state of Arizona.
Quite possibly the best minute of the show is that first minute when you do the introductions.
Is that the best time?
It's my favorite, and then it kind of goes downhill.
Oh, come on, man. We need people to watch longer.
Then it goes back up.
And then at the end, it goes way back up, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Now, hey, listen, if you're watching us there on Facebook, give us that like or that thumbs up and share with your friends and family. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, give us that thumbs up, share, and comment below in the comments below. We like to read your comments, and we will feature those comments here on the show as well. And if you're out there on Periscope, give us some hearts, give us some love, and follow us right here on Twitter. So today is Tuesday, January 10th. Man,
10 more days.
This month is flying by. No question about it. This month is
10 more days, and we got a new president. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Holy cow. That's crazy, right? And then
it's the final countdown. Doing a bunch of 80s songs today for those that weren't watching earlier. But yeah.
So that's a recreation of Stefan and early days of MTV for everybody.
Right, all the newbies out there.
All the newbies out there. This is MTV in its infancy. Hey, let's get to today's tweet quote of the day. All right, so this is a bit of a passionate quote here from Roger Federer, the big famous tennis guy here. If you die trying, you die winning. That sounds like a military quote more than anything, doesn't it?
It sounds because Yoda would say there is no try.
Yoda says there is no try. There's only what?
It's do or do not. There is no try.
There is no try. Do or do not. Yeah. Well, Roger Federer, if you die trying, you die winning. So yeah. In other words, if you're going to get into the home buying market, you need to do it. I'm not saying you need to die doing it, but you need to jump in with right now, because rates, as we've said on this show, if you follow the show, rates are going up. So, right. And will be going up throughout the year, and so will prices be going up.
I would change the word die to the word buy.
Yeah. If you buy trying, you die winning. Buy winning.
You buy winning. Yeah.
All right. I'll go with it.
If you try buying, maybe if you switch the words. Yeah. If you try buying, you buy winning. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my own tweet quote of the day.
Well, you're behind this. You're behind the 8 ball here, because this is.
I've done a couple.
Oh, you have? So, okay. So 2, and this is day number 10. So you're behind by 8.
Yes. I'm going to start tweeting like a mother.
You got to tweet, man. You got to tweet. You can't win if you don't tweet.
If you tweet trying, you tweet winning.
Yeah, there you go. That should be the tweet quote of the day.
If you try tweeting, you win. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, back to the show.
Back to the show.
22 minutes. There goes 3 minutes.
There went 3 minutes. Okay, let's get to today's Trending Tuesday. Too loud there. Was that loud?
Yeah. Well, I got a headphones on, so it's loud.
All right, you got it in stereo. There you go. Hey, I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that are trending, at least on my side of the fence and the mortgage side of the fence. The past week or so, we've seen an uptick in February. We've seen an uptick in applications, which is December, which is a little unusual actually, and I think that's in large part because of the interest rate hikes, or hike, if you will, that we've seen, or spike, that we've seen over the past 30 days or since the election. And so a lot of people are saying, hey, I better get in before the getting gets too tough. And so I want to kind of talk about FICO scores here a little bit, because FICO scores are something that is a little misleading.
Alluding, yeah, diluting or misleading.
Yeah, because I get a lot of people that come to me and say, "Hey, Jason, what's the minimum FICO score I need to qualify for a home?" Okay, well, the minimum credit score on an FHA, there really isn't one, but most lenders put 580, 620, 640. These are kind of the numbers that are thrown out there for a lot of people. I want to stress this, and I can't stress this enough. It's not just the FICO. Just because you reach a certain threshold in your FICO score does not mean that you qualify for a home. As an example, somebody who has a FICO score of 640 but has a judgment on their credit report. Well, the judgment needs to be satisfied.
What's a judgment for those that don't know?
So judgment is a court filing that a company has filed against you to try to collect a certain debt.
Those include maybe like a car loan or a
Could include
credit
anything.
card. Or
Could be child support, could be auto loan, credit card, apartment complexes are a big one. If you break a lease or something like that, they'll file a judgment against you. Small claims court, if it's under, I think, $3,000. And then if you fail to appear in small claims court, then the judgment's filed against you, of which then the judgment needs to be satisfied.
Yep.
So the FICO score isn't the only determining factor when qualifying for a home. Now, of course, debt to income ratio and everything like that. But I just see too many times people saying, "Hey, I got the FICO. Why aren't I approved?"
Yeah.
That trend
It's
needs.
one step. Yeah.
Yeah. That trend needs.
It's like the same thing where you need to source the down payment. That's part of the things that people don't realize either.
Yeah.
Well, and we talk about the credit scores, but you need like a 640 for a gift, right? Or is that 620?
Well,
to allow for a
FHA
gift letter?
doesn't matter. If you qualify FHA, you theoretically could get a gift at a 580 credit score. Typically, though, with a 580 credit score, you need to put more than 5% down on an FHA loan. So then that's where money starts to talk. Money used to talk in the past. You put 20% down, 50% down. Hey, I don't care what my credit is. Why don't I get a loan? And that holds a little bit true today. But if you want the best terms, that doesn't necessarily hold true. So, we were talking before the show about hard money, right? Hard money doesn't really care about your FICO. They care about the money you put into the
They
transaction.
care about you. No, they don't even care about you. They care about the money you put down.
Yeah,
Right.
they care about the money. That's all they care about. So, just we got to put everything in perspective. I guess is just don't think. I don't want anybody to be misled that all you need is a FICO score, and a lot of lenders would want you to believe that. I think anyway.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's enough on the FICO thing. I think I've. that was the wrong button. That's what that was.
Smart.
That was the wrong button.
Well, we can also talk a little bit before we go to the next trend that you want to talk about. The Wacky Wednesday. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was the Wacky Wednesday button.
The other, because you need a FICO score, one. You need a down payment unless you're going DPA, but you also need, right? Do you need a bank account to get a loan? FHA?
Not. Let me back up here for a minute. No, not really.
How do you source the down payment then?
Well, if the down payment is a gift, okay. If the down payment is a gift, then now the only thing that you would need to source would be the earnest money, but the earnest money could be taken out. You don't necessarily need the earnest money in order to qualify for a loan. So when you ask the question, do you need a bank account to qualify? No, in certain circumstances, you wouldn't need it if it's a down payment assistance deal and you don't need.
So I got a call from a guy last week that his down payment's underneath his mattress. He has it cash. Mm-hmm. My advice was for him to put it in the bank and source it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The trouble with that, the difficult part about that is that he puts the money into his bank account. He's only got 30 days worth of transaction in that bank account. It's not. No, seasoned.
He's had that account for 3 years. Oh. He doesn't have the money in there. He has the money in his mattress.
Okay, so then we see a large deposit into his bank account. So it's still not seasoned for 60 days.
So you need to source it for 2 months, right? I mean, you don't look at 2 months back.
No. No, we don't look longer than 2 months. No, within 2 months. So if it sits in there for 60 days, we're good with it.
Okay. Yeah, his lease is up in May. That's what I told him to do. I just want to make sure that those out there, if you're going to do that, this is what the other stuff you're going against.
Right. Absolutely. So, okay. So next one I want to talk about, and I'll put this one up here. And before I do that, let me get to the slide here and take a look at it here real quick, because this one here, yeah, we're good. This one here, is this is something my wife brought to my attention over the weekend. And Stefan, I don't think maybe you've seen this, or I don't know. I haven't shown it before the show, obviously, but this is a Facebook ad that's out there, and Congress generously gives this stimulus to the middle class. Okay, that's for me. I'm seeing these Facebook trends that are a little bit misleading out there,
Right.
and I want to kind of bring it to people's attention. First of all, they have this caricature of Donald Trump on there, which is kind of ridiculous in of itself.
Right.
This whole thing, lower my bills, and I think Quicken Loans, I think bought lower my bills or something like that.
All right. So Congress generously gives the stimulus to the middle class. Is that true?
No. When is Congress generous about anything?
Oh, less than 625. Most people don't pay another month's mortgage without seeing this.
Yeah,
It's
it's very misleading, and these are trends that I'm seeing in advertising that are we've seen rates go up, right? Rates have increased,
Right.
and so advertisers are getting a little more creative on how to draw you in to shop for a mortgage loan. I just don't trust these sort of things when I see these things. This thing looks so fake, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. It looks spammy.
Right.
Doesn't look professional at all. The wording on it generously gives. Now it's a great hook.
You know why you think it's spammy is because you didn't read the parentheses. A lot of people skip over the stuff in parentheses. It says yes, it really works. So if you would have read that part, you would know that it's legit.
Oh, okay, all right.
It says it right there in parentheses.
Man,
yes.
how could I miss that one?
Yeah. Shoot.
It really works. Okay, thank you.
Says so.
Yeah, says so. Therefore, it must be true.
Internet.
But yeah, this is Facebook advertising. I just heard something this morning. Facebook advertising. Facebook and Google are really the two advertisers out there. In fact, this was from Yahoo or something because the CEO of Yahoo is stepping down or getting replaced or whatever. And really, advertisers right now really only focus on Google and Facebook. And so these sort of trends as far as advertising and mortgage lending, ridiculous rates and things like that, I think are hocus pocus, kind of a little rearranging of the chairs on the Titanic.
And we talked about this a couple months ago. You can create an ad that isn't fair. It's like not fair housing. I can create an ad for a property in Surprise, and I can market to the 10-mile radius around Surprise to women older than 35 that make over $100,000 a year that are likely to move.
Yeah.
Is that fair housing? Violation? Is it a violation?
Okay. Say that one more time.
I have a listing in Surprise. I can market maybe 5 miles around that property to women over 35 that make over $100,000 a year that are likely to buy.
Right.
I could go Caucasian. I mean, I could make it say Caucasian women only, but I mean, it's that specific.
Yeah, no, it is. You're right. And that is a great question. Is that a violation of fair housing when you're segmenting separating a certain demographic of the population? I don't know. I don't know if that is or not. I don't think I don't know. It could be.
Because Facebook advertising allows me, if I had a golf course property that had a view of the golf course, I can market to all golf players or people that like golf on Facebook, or that like the same golf course itself. Now, it's kind of a gray area, and I think it's hopefully going to get defined in 2017. But why isn't that a fair housing thing if I'm looking at people that love golf only for this property?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's a really good question. I'm not sure that has even been explored.
I know. You heard it here first.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
We're groundbreaking.
We are groundbreaking. You need to pay attention to the show and share it with your friends and family because you're going to see it here first.
It's going to blow your mind.
It's going to blow your mind.
All
right. So I just those ads they irritate me when I see them. And my wife showed that to me over the weekend, and I was like, man, I'm going to put this on the show. Okay. So next topic here, and this one is something I've been kind of preaching for quite some time. Stephan, I know when I first met you, I kind of talked to you about this. This was this is a segment that I took from CBS, the Sunday morning show on CBS. And it was a big part of, not a real big part of the CES convention, Consumer Electronics convention this past week in Las Vegas. It's not quite there yet, although it's becoming very, very popular very, very quickly. And so quickly that we're losing track of what it is. And what am I speaking of? I'm speaking of virtual reality. So when I say we're losing track of it, we're skipping over virtual reality and fast coming into augmented reality. But virtual reality has a big space, especially in the real estate market. There are companies in California, to give you an idea and kind of set this thing up here a little bit. I don't know if this gentleman's in California or not. I didn't pick up on that. Maybe he is. But as an example, imagine sitting in your living room and shopping for homes and actually being able to walk through the home in your own living room or in a realtor's office. Instead of driving around, and as Phoenix gets more congested and more populated and grows bigger, driving out to Apache Junction, for example, from the west side of the valley is an all-day affair, right? And being able to showcase or show a property in your office, Stefan, that's in Apache Junction without having to drive there, I think is a huge advantage. Huge advantage. Also, another thing that the segment kind of goes into, and I'll let it kind of do its thing, but being able to take and rearrange furniture or do things within the virtual reality, decorate it the way you want, maybe supply granite countertops, rearrange a kitchen, do all these sort of things within virtual reality and be able to walk around in it and see and kind of get a sense of what it's going to be like as an end product can help with the purchasing. It's endless, I think.
Well, let's watch the clip.
Let's do it.
You have a clip?
Yep.
Stern went shopping for a new townhouse without leaving his realtor's office.
Everything is so vivid.
Real estate agent Evan Rosenfeld thinks virtual reality could change the way people buy homes forever.
We have this now. Where are we going to be in 5 years? Is the client going to be able to completely design their property before it's even built? I think that it's really going to be something spectacular.
There you go. Wow.
Now, virtual reality has actually been.
That's pretty much the segment that they had. They had a 15-minute segment on virtual reality, and they segmented. I mean, they did all sorts of things with it, education purposes, all kinds of different things for virtual reality, applications for virtual reality. But when they started talking real estate, I'm like, now you're getting it. They even have a section where they have a company now. There's a company out there that actually gives you front row tickets to concerts in virtual reality. It's crazy what's happening and how fast this is becoming. Now, when I say augmented reality, that's when you can actually interact with the virtual reality world.
Yeah.
And there's even right now certain like Google Glass, right? Google Glass hit the market and then kind of disappeared. There's new forms of Google Glass where you have this augmented reality where you see reality like we see reality on a daily basis now, and then you have like a heads up display, if you will, on the cars. You have a heads up display that pops up, and you can interact with it. So imagine, as an example, they gave an example of monitors. You could have 50 monitors up and working from each one of those monitors by wearing these glasses. So wow. It's crazy where this is going and kind of going and how this can be applicable to real estate. I think, especially for you, an investor, if you can take a property and put it in the virtual world and then kind of see what it's going to look like at the end, I think it could make some.
For me fixing and flipping, it'd be nice to say, "Here's what it looks like when it's done."
Yeah, so you could sell
or change the paint or change the. You buy it now, then you can add what you want to the property.
Yeah, and I think that stuff is huge, right? I think that could be huge. It could be a game changer. Is
that your Trump impression? Huge.
That could be huge.
Right. Terrible. I'm sorry to cut it. We'll get so serious, and then I hear a Trumpism.
Trumpism?
10 more days.
10 more days, and we'll have all sorts of tweets.
Yeah, from the president.
From the president. I will feel special if he tweets me.
He retweets people all the time. So.
Oh, maybe I'll tweet him then.
Yeah.
Hey, in all fairness, I did reach out to him during the election campaign. I did tweet him, as a matter of fact, trying to get him on my podcast to see what he would do for real estate or for housing in the United States. Never got a response. But I did that for every candidate. I think only one candidate has responded, and he was out of the race pretty quickly. So he must have had a lot of time on his hands. I did that on the Democratic side and on the Republican side.
Nice.
Just so you know.
Worked out pretty good for you.
Yeah, I suppose it did.
We'll get him on there next.
Thanks,
4 years
man.
from now, we'll get him on our show. Yeah.
I'll walk the Hall of Shame later today. Let you know how it was.
I'm sorry. Sometimes Captain Obvious, People say I'm not pessimistic, I'm a realist. I always hate that. Like, I'm not a pessimist, I'm a realist. The life sucks,
Right.
Before we go, did I ever tell you the time I was buying this book called The Power of Positive Thinking? I was at the Barnes and Noble over here in Goodyear, and there's this book that says Power of Positive Thinking. So I pick it up. There's like 5 people in line, and by the time it gets to me, I'm thinking, you know what? It's probably not going to work anyway. So I put it down.
The line was too long. You second guessed yourself, and
the book's not going to work anyway. So, so I don't know.
All right, well, I've done that before. Like, what do I have this in my hand? I put it in the gum section or whatever of the aisle. All right, well, that does it for today. Trending Tuesday: augmented reality, virtual reality, technology in the home. We talked about that a little bit last week too, and some of the appliances and things like that. Facebook ads. Watch out for those Facebook ads. They can be. Call us first. If you're going to go anywhere on Facebook, go to 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere else. Right? You don't need to. One stop.
We're not going to make stuff up.
Yeah. We keep it real. That's right. Mm-hmm. We keep it real.
We put the real in real estate.
Yeah, we keep it real in real estate. So that pretty much does it for today's show. FICO scores. If you got questions about your FICO scores, reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you and kind of walk you through that process, because it can be a little overwhelming, to say the least, and confusing. And if you're looking to buy, sell, or refinance property, well, reach out to either one of us. We certainly would love to be a part of your team. So please reach out to us. You can do that by visiting our webpage, or our Facebook webpage, if you will, 22 Minutes, and message us directly from there. Use the hashtag 22MinutesAZ on Twitter to reach out to us. And that pretty much does it for today's show. So
I'm going to name drop Greg Evans because he said, keep it real.
Keep it real. That's what we do here. We keep it real. Even though it's live, it's real. I guess that's the same.
Right? Memorex? Is it live or is it Memorex? There's another 80s reference.
Yeah, that's right. Memorex. They made floppy disks or something, didn't they?
No, the tapes. Little cassettes.
Yeah, that's cassette tapes.
All right.
All right. So, hey, everyone, thanks for joining us today. We will see you tomorrow for Wacky Wednesday. Write your comments below on the Facebook, and who knows, maybe we'll feature it on tomorrow's show. Until then, everyone, take care.
All right. Thanks.